just like this.
Hey there YouTube, and in this video we'll be discussing why you should be mastering the compound lifts. So regardless of whether you're an experienced athlete or complete newbie in the gym, the compound lifts are a staple of any solid and effective workout regime. They are the foundations upon which any impressive physique is built, and they should be performed by all lifters unless in the case of serious medical issues or injuries which inhibit the safe performance of them. In this video we will be discussing the big three compound lifts: the squat, the deadlift, and of course the bench press. Compound lifts are any exercises that involve the use of more than one major muscle group at a time. Typically there's one larger muscle group that ends up doing the majority of the work, and then one or more smaller muscle groups are recruited secondarily to assist in the overall movement. The importance of hormones cannot be overstated. Compound exercises cause a significant release of anabolic hormones such as testosterone and growth hormone. It is well known that these hormones all influence an individual's capacity to increase muscle size, but also playing a significant role in the building up of strength levels. Therefore, it's in your own best interest to maximize the release of these hormones by incorporating heavy compound movements where possible. The primary muscle group activated by the bench press is the pectoralis major, while the secondary muscle groups are the deltoids and the triceps brachii. Compound exercises allow for more weight to be shifted, resulting in the maximum stimulus of the muscles under tension, which in turn allows for faster and more consistent progression. In a study by Gentil, Paulo and Oliveira, the bench press movement recruited more muscle stimulus in the pectoralis major, interior deltoids and the triceps brachii when compared to the pec deck exercise. The significant difference between the triceps brachii activation between both exercises is down to the fact that the bench press is a compound exercise, while the pec deck is a single jointed isolation movement. Additionally, in a study by Pinto et al., which was implemented to gauge the levels of neuromuscular activation in relation to increases of weight on the bench press, as the percentages increased from 60% of 1 rep max upwards to 70%, 80% and 90%, there was a correlating increase in neuromuscular activation for each monitored muscle group. The pectoralis major, anterior deltoids and posterior deltoids also rises in neuromuscular activation with each 10% increase in weight. However, the increase between 80% and 90% thresholds was so marginal that if hypertrophy was the primary reason for implementing this exercise, there would be an argument to say that you should stay at the 80% threshold as a way to avoid any undue pressure or tension on the joints or taxing of the central nervous system. The deadlift is a key exercise in strength and conditioning programs, and there are several deadlift variations, classifiable by the type of barbell used and the technique used, such as sumo, conventional, stiff-legged or Romanian deadlifts. The primary muscle group that the deadlift activates is the posterior chain, which encompasses hamstrings, gluteus maximus, trapezius and the lats. Secondary muscle groups are actually quite numerous. Effectively, the rest of the muscles in the body are activated secondarily to perform the movement. Compound exercises, especially the big three, the squat, the bench and the deadlift, have a significant benefit on overall muscle functionality. This is due to the increase in intermuscular coordination, which is the ability to synchronize all muscles of a kinetic chain involved in an action or a movement. The squat is arguably known as the king of all exercises, and there are many squat variations, which can be classified in different ways using barbell placement, technique, stance width or foot placement. The primary muscles activated while completing a back squat include the quadriceps, the gluteus maximus and the erector spinae. The hamstrings also appear to play a significant role in completing the movement. Two research papers were implemented to gauge the levels of gluteus maximus activation while in the performance of a back squat. A paper in 2002 found that the increased depth of the back squat resulted in an increased level of gluteus maximus activation. However, in a 2015 paper, research shows that squat depth has no bearing on gluteus maximus activation once levels hit at least parallel in the back squat. However, what is clear is that compound exercises such as the squat do target a vast majority of muscle groups, which does provide the most bang for your buck, especially if time is restricted. Taking into account all the information we have provided you regarding why you should be mastering your compound lifts, we feel it is imperative that you emphasize compound exercises in your own training routine. If you're serious about muscle growth and strength gains, then these are a vital tool to have in your arsenal.